Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So alright guys, Benefit has a brand new face palette for the summer, and this is called the actually it's called the Fouroscope. There are two palettes. This is the darker version. What I got is a darker version. There is another lighter version to this too. This retails for $36, and it says here, okay, it says here 36, but the value is $94 value is what you get in the palette. And let me quickly tell you where this is made. Let me quickly look for that. Okay, I don't see it. Hang on, let's find it. Let's try and find it though. Somewhere this side. Made in France. Okay. This is made in France, or at least two ingredients, because Starlet is made in France, it says, and Hula is made in USA. I think each product is made in different, okay, because two of the items are made in France, one is made in Italy, and the other one is made in US. So let me quickly tell you which one is made where. So Blaze, where are you, Blaze? This is Blaze, the highlighter is Blaze. So Blaze is made in France. Highlighter is made in France. And then Solstice, sorry, S-O-U-L. Solstice is this larger blush. Solstice is made in Italy. So the baked one is made in Italy. So this is a powder. This is a baked one. So this is made in Italy. And wow, the ingredients are all over the place. Then Hula is a bronzer. Hula is made in USA. And Starlet is this other blush. Yeah. This is Starlet, and Starlet is made in France. So they're all made in different parts, and this is the only baked product. The other three are actually powder products. So this blush Solstice is the only baked product here, and all three are actually exclusive except for the Hula. These three are products that are brand new, meaning they are exclusive to this palette alone. So that's something that I don't know, I read it somewhere, I'm not sure where. So this is a bronze blush and highlight palette. So this is in the shade Fire Queen. So it's very colorful. It's purple and, like, as you can see, like a pinkish berry and orange. That's the theme of the palette. Very pretty. And there's fire, there's some chilies, and then there's a cactus with a flower. Then of course there's a sun. And then at the back, actually here at the back, the packaging of the palette itself has a tiger, a piece, and then like fire blazing. That's what it looks like. Oh, all the information is here. I was like running back and forth in the actual box, but all the information is also at the back of the packaging. So it tells you where each of the item is made. So that's, yeah. And then let me quickly also tell you how much you get in each pan before we proceed. So the Hula is the largest pan, and you get 8 grams of product. Hula is the largest pan, you get 8 grams. And then the Starlet and Blaze, these two are the same size. The highlighter and this powder blush, both you get 3.5 grams of product. And Solstice, see how large this is, but this is actually lesser. This is half a gram lesser than these two. So these two are 3.5 grams, and this is 3 grams of product. So yeah, that's all like the information, like basic information of the palette. And this retails again for $36. Yeah, $36. And I don't think this is exclusive to Sephora or anything. I think you can find it in all places. So let's get started. Let's watch this, and I'll quickly also like demo it on the cheeks and show you guys how it looks. Right now on my face, I have sunscreen as always, and I have just like set the sunscreen with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting powder, just like a light dusting of powder. That's why it's like glowy. So let me quickly swatch Hula. Hula is like basically the color of my skin. It literally just like this disappears, but I can see the product because the consistency of the product is actually quite nice. It's very silky, but it's not too powdery. It's actually nice and dense as well. And it definitely kind of like, you can see right there. You see, this is my regular skin, and this is where Hoola is. And it kind of like changes the finish of the skin, it kind of melts into the skin, and it's not heavy at all. It's really good. I love the formulation, but I gotta say it's not too light, but this powder does build. If you have my skin tone and if you want to use like a bronze toned color as a blush, you can use this and like build it up on your cheeks, and it does look truly on my skin tone. It looks like a bronze toned blush on my cheeks. So I really like this. It kind of builds up, but I don't like to like build too much product on my cheeks, especially powder products, but it does build up to give like a bronze tone on your cheek. But one layer is just gonna look like this. Yeah, so that's Hoola. And then let me quickly swatch Starlet. Starlet is like you can see that tone of pink. I know the swatch doesn't really look too well. It kind of looks like a warmer pink, and it has gold shimmers in it. I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, look at that. When the light hits, you kind of see that gold tone there. In fact, when you build it up on your cheeks, especially when the blush hits this area and you smile, that gold really pops. It really looks very two-toned and really pretty. I really like that shade, Starlet. And then let me quickly swatch Solstice. Solstice is more berry. Look at that, it's pretty glossy. That's Solstice. You can definitely try and use this as a highlighter and like a I don't know, like a blush toned highlighter for sure. But again, like, it's a thin product. It definitely gives that very subtle glow. And I want to say that when you build Starlight, this one, it kind of looks like this. This is a darker shade, obviously, as you can see. But when you build this up, it kind of looks similar to this on the cheeks. I gotta say, both blushes kind of look similar, but this one is more gold on the cheeks. That gold really pops, especially when you build it up. And this one doesn't have that gold tone. So that basically is the only difference you'd notice, at least on my skin tone. That's the only difference I kind of noticed. When I built it up, both had kind of the very similar pinky kind of tone on my cheeks, but Starlight looked kind of very golden, and this one looked just berry. So that's the only difference, I would say. And then finally we have the highlighter. Let me quickly do this. That's the highlighter. I gotta say that I was expecting, after trying the cookie highlighter from Benefit, and what's the other one? I forget the name. I remember cookie very well. So I was expecting this to like really pop and just like blow me away. It's a good highlighter, don't get me wrong. I know this is like a powder highlighter, but the consistency is like thin, and it's almost like a pressed like gelée kind of powder, but I don't think it is like a gel formula. It's a powder formula, but it's very subtle. It's extremely subtle. I do have, you know what, let's just start with the bronzer. So those are the swatches basically. So let me quickly show you a bronzer, what it looks like. It kind of tells you to apply it on the forehead and like on the nose and on the chin. So let me quickly show it to you on the chin. I don't really see a lot of difference on the chin, to be honest. That's Hoola. I'm picking up like a dense brush. Maybe you can. Actually, I guess you can. A little bit, like a brown tone. I have more of yellow in my skin, and this brown kind of like Yeah, I think you can, kind of like a shadow. You can see like a brown shadow, I think. Let me put also on the nose. What do you guys think? Do you see anything? I think this really like stood out as a blush. The Hoola actually stood out on my skin tone and more like a blush. On the cheeks, when I build it up, it really looks brown. So that's what Hoola kind of looks like on my skin tone. And let's use, I'm using e.l.f. like a angled, densely packed brush. So I'm going to be using the Starlight. Starlight is a one with very strong gold tones. Let me see. Don't know. Can you see? Can you see it there, right there? Let me come quickly. I think you can see that hint of yellow gold right there. When I smile, you can see that it's turning a little bit yellow. More yellow than usual than my actual skin tone. I don't know. I can see it like very distinctly. You can definitely use this as like a blushed highlighter for sure. And again, it's going to give you a very subtle like highlighted look. So that's what it looks like. Like that's like 3 layers, right? So that's what Starlight looks like. Then let me quickly clean this brush. And let's put Solstice on this cheek. Solstice is much darker, as you can see, and yes, that's just one swipe. There's like 2 swipes. Look at that, they both look the same. This of course like after 3 or 4 layers, and this is like 2 layers. I didn't even need 2 layers, just like 1 layer would have been sufficient. But I'm just saying both kind of look very the same, very much the same on the skin. So just, I'm gonna like mix, that way they kind of like match. I'm gonna put the opposite blush in the opposite cheeks, that way both kind of match. So that's kind of what it looks like. Let me quickly grab a highlighter. This is actually Real Techniques setting brush, but I'm just going to use it as a highlighter. And let's see. I really don't see any like a massive difference. But I think you can, right? I think you can. It's going to give you a very, very subtle look. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like as a tip of the nose highlighter. It's not too crazy, but yeah, I'm going to take it off. I already have enough oil from my face coming out. I don't need extra. I'm just going to use this as like a brow bone highlighter. I didn't use any brow bone highlighter. So yeah, that's kind of like my little demo on the product. So I hope you guys saw this, how it looks on my skin tone, like helped you make a decision. Basically, I'm not jumping up and down about this palette. That's kind of like my overall thoughts, because yes, you do have to, maybe on a different skin tone, these 2 blushes might look different, but on my skin tone, they look the same kind of, guys. I don't know, they look the same. And this highlighter, it's nice for sure. I think obviously it depends on taste. You can look at that, it's beaming, definitely. It is, but it's not like crazy reflective. So it's going to give you like a berry pink cheeks with like a subtle highlight. That's what you're going to see. And the Hoola, I'm not mad at it, but I don't know if this is a right. I don't have a lot of like knowledge about bronzers, so I think this is not the right shade for me. Maybe they could go a little bit darker, but this is, if you have my skin tone, I think you can apply this liberally and nothing will actually go wrong. It won't look crazy on you for sure. And I think you can definitely use it as a eyeshadow and also as a blush too, if you want that very toned down, very natural blush. This looks definitely brown, just brown on my skin tone. It doesn't pull orange, it is not too red, it's just brown on me. So that's something like a feedback from my side. And yeah, this is like a subtle palette, to be honest, and I feel both the blushes just give you the same look on the cheeks. I really wish it was like a different blush, something like coral or like a terracotta, I don't know, something different, or like a just red one. We already have one pinky berry, one this, it could have been different, I don't know. So that's kind of like my overall thoughts. It's good, it's all right, it's going to give you like a very subtle finish all over look. And yeah, I still think the price is really good. You do get a very good amount of product in each palette, and I think yeah, that's just my thoughts. But this highlighter, I think the cookie highlighter was very reflective. It was also thin. The consistency was thin, but it's very reflective, very finely milled. But this is, I don't know, is it just my palette? But this is very subtle. Very subtle, I gotta say, it's pretty subtle. Look at that. It just looks like my skin is moisturized. That's probably what it's gonna look like. So yeah, hope this video was a little helpful for you to make a decision whether you want this palette or not. Yeah, I think that is it. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it. Hit the subscribe button and share to your fellow makeup enthusiasts. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.